According to the desktop mechanics, we lose now torque.
Oh my God.
That does not happen on my Discovery.
Well, it's a diesel, okay?
And my Discovery is also a diesel.
Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Vera.
From LR Time, and in this episode we want to give you a channel update. One of these updates you get every week from other channels, and you never ever got one from us. And we want to also go over our favorite YouTube comments and questions we get.
Yes, hope you enjoy the video.
Look at that. I got that mat and I thought it was a genius idea. And it smells.
We're gonna put it in our new toolbox.
Yeah, we bought a huge one.
That does suck, and this is not from Amazon, so we can't give a bad
Review
on it. I get a headache like after an hour. And I'm not really sensitive to chemicals, okay? I can drink anything. Your car is just as dirty. What are you talking about? The Queen is not
There are no strips from diesel. It's just dirty.
So we're gonna start with some very basic and easy stuff. Now, we have just about 197 YouTube videos now online, every week one. We have not skipped a week except for 1 week. With that information, you can conclude if you buy a Discovery, you can watch 197 repair videos from us, how to fix it when it's broken. By now, we got more than 10 million views on our channel.
Which is incredible.
We have 42,000 comments in total on our videos. We have by now more than 500 Patreons on our Patreon channel. We have 65,000 subscribers. We have not had a single viral video so far. When we post a video, we usually collect between 30 and 60,000 clicks on a video with 65,000 subscribers. YouTube concludes out of that, our subscribers are watching our content, then they are able to post the correct commercials into the videos, which we, by the way, do not decide on, okay? That's a YouTube thing, because you guys as a viewers, if you don't pay premium, you have to watch commercials. And with YouTube knowing exactly who is watching our videos, they are able to provide better commercials. And that gives us a better CPM, which is the amount of money we get per 1,000 clicks from YouTube. Let's get in front of the
Don't do that. And I just wanted to say something to those 45,000 comments. We read every single one of them, but we can't possibly answer every single one of them. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
It's good enough? Perfect. Oh, getting out the extensions. I don't even want to know what for.
Our absolute favorite desktop mechanic comment or question is, "Oh, you're using too many extensions. How do you compensate your torque?" Sometimes it's raised as a question. Are you sure you're using the right torque if you use so many extensions? Or it's phrased as a statement where they say, "Oh, your torque is all off because you're using too many extensions." I think there is not a single video where we used the torque wrench where this did not come up. So let me show you guys something, okay? I got my extensions here. A 100 Newton meter torque wrench.
I already had one accident today.
Already, between the last scenes we filmed and now, she already hurt herself, okay? You don't want to know how.
Oh my God.
First, I gotta explain some theory so every desktop mechanic can follow me. Also the one over there hiding behind that big flat screen. Yes, I'm talking to you. So, this is our rotary axis, and we're gonna extend that rotary axis out to a tip right here. And this distance, we're gonna set that in metric to 200 millimeter. We're gonna apply here our Newton meters, and it's gonna result in a force F. Also in Newton, or as we're gonna show it in kilograms. Okay, I screwed up the first go around. 0.1 kg equals 0.98 Newton, and that is approximately 1 Newton. So we have a 2% error in our German precision experiment. So if we have 10 kg, we have approximately 100 Newton.
Yes.
If we apply 100 Newton to this rotary axis, and this arm would be 1 meter long, which is 1,000 millimeters, okay? Then we would get here 100 Newtons as our force, or 10 kg. But because our arm is only 200 millimeter long, we have to multiply this by 5. So we're going to get 50 kg.
Yes.
Everybody can follow that? Let's do that in real world. Here is the rotary axis, what I set up. It's like a little spindle bearing. This is all live, okay? I haven't tested this. The weld is still hot.
God.
You can see that that distance between the center of the rotary axis and this tip is 200. No, that distance here don't matter. It could be a meter long. It would not change the results, okay? Exactly to the center, okay?
Yeah.
German precision exactly. We'll put this on our spindle here. Yeah, so
Here?
see?
Yes.
And this is a ball bearing because we're working with a lot of force. So
Yes.
I put like a little stop collar on here. Now we're going to put 2 nuts on here so we have something to grab on as if it would be a bolt.
Ah, now I get your setup.
Okay.
I was thinking, what is he building for the queen?
Okay. Here on our bathroom scale, I got to make sure this is somewhat in the vertical. Unfortunately, this is not an analog torque wrench where you have a display of the torque. It's just going to click. So we're going to have to watch the bathroom scale, what number it reads when it clicks. And the bathroom scale, unfortunately, is a LED, so it's going to flicker in the camera. We're just going to turn the bathroom scale on. You can see it reads 0. And you can see if I'm increasing the torque here, we get in our kgs, okay? And if I go and keep increasing now, oh, it's slipping here, see? Oh, a little design flaw in my setup.
Can't we use some Loctite?
Instead of 100 Newton, we're going to use 50 Newton. And instead of 50 kg, we're going to see 25 kg. Everybody can follow me because my setup doesn't last. You can see I'm not using any extensions. I got this set up. The torque wrench is set to 50 Newton meters, which should give us theoretically 25 kg on the bathroom scale. I'm going to turn it on with the weight of the wrench already applied. Okay, see it reads 0 if I apply torque here. I know it's going to be clicking around 20, so I go quickly to 20. I thought it was 21.5, something like this. Now I'm going to go really slow. Twenty-two. It was exactly 22. 21.7, 21.8, 22. We do one more. 21.8.
Yeah.
Now we're going to put on the desktop extensions. According to the desktop mechanics, we lose now torque.
Oh my God. Whoops.
We changed our setup.
No, I didn't.
Okay?
Let me show you. Okay.
Okay, go
So-
back to the scale.
21.5. 22, more than 22.
Okay. Did this change it now or not?
Can we do one more? Yeah.
So did this lose any torque?
Not relevant torque.
But there's still some desktop mechanics who don't believe us now. The guy behind that big flat screen, he still does not look convinced, okay?
Okay.
I got here a special setup.
Oh my God.
If there would be any loss in torque, then this device would certainly lose torque because it's a die spring with a socket.
You sacrificed the socket.
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is now a die spring and it's really soft, so it's twisting when I'm applying torque. And because this is a socket, I can stick this extension here through. And now it's solid with just a regular single extension. So we're going to do our first test in this setup with the spring bypassed. Yeah, it reads 0. Now we're going to go up and the click is 21.9 is what I saw.
Yeah.
So that was with this setup. Now what we're going to do is we take the extension out and we put a socket onto the spring. According to the desktop mechanics, this is losing torque now. Now watch this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay.
It was 22.9.
Did everybody see that? That twisted like 90 degrees. So I'm going to have to start up here. What was it?
23 point chunk.
So we certainly did not lose torque with this. This experiment should have shown everyone that the torque I'm transmitting through a setup like this is not get lost. Every Newton meter I put in comes back out. Now the reason you think you're losing force is that the amount of work you have to put into the setup to twist this is indeed higher. When I'm twisting this, I'm actually displacing something, okay? I need to move that spring, and that spring stores energy. The energy which is storing has to be put in. So I needed to work much harder to get this actually to click, okay? The only reason why our bolts are not torqued correctly is because our torque wrench, according to this setup, is off by about 10%. And that's actually what they say about these wrenches. They are about plus minus 5%. I want to explain also why the desktop mechanics think that we're losing torque. There's a very simple explanation for that. They confuse this and a torque wrench with a impact gun. When you use this setup as an impact gun, there is no torque getting here. The impact gun loses all its power because the impacts are filtered out by all these sloppy joint connections here. And that's why they claim this. So desktop mechanics know what they know from watching other videos. And they saw somebody using an impact gun. The impact gun did not apply enough torque. And then the guy said, well, it's because I have too many extensions. And then in their mind, they concluded out of this, when Christian from LR Time is using a torque wrench with long extensions, he is losing torque on his bolt.
But now what about the angles?
What about the joints? Joints are a different story. So let me get a joint.
Yes.
Vera is referring to this, a regular universal joint, okay? Yeah. Are they losing torque or not?
Show you.
Here's my joint. These are suitable for only a few degrees. So I'm gonna put pressure on. Now you go on the bathroom scale.
18, 17, 18. Yeah.
Okay. Now everybody is expecting that I put up a sketch and some math and explain this.
Oh, there's Wikipedia for that.
I was still in a usable range of that joint. Now I'm exceeding what that joint can do. Now
12.
I'm only getting 50% if I'm here in a 45-degree angle.
So now the joint is straight?
Yeah, and I think everybody understands now with a straight joint, we're not going to lose any torque.
22.
15 degrees of an angle.
90,
and we're already
21,
losing torque. Yeah. If the desktop mechanics would have said, you're using a joint, you're losing torque, they would have been correct. What we showed today were relative measurements, and we've proven that we're not losing any torque on the nut by using straight extensions. If we use a universal joint and we go in an angle, we start losing torque.
So if we have time, we should do the claw foot also, the claw foot. Because there is a 90-degree...
I'm gonna go get the claw foot.
Yes.
Here is the claw foot Vera is talking about. And when we put this on here in the video, we always make sure that we have it set at 90 degrees like that to get an accurate torque reading. So let's try that. We turn it on here. The claw foot is on 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now I go here. Perfect.
Yeah. Put it in a way that it's not perfect. You see the setup here?
Yeah. And
it's more,
too much torque.
Too much torque. It was almost 24.9.
There's again 4.7. If you use them like that,
90-degree angle,
you're not losing any torque. And that was only desktop mechanic question number 1. You guys want to hear another one? Hydraulic line repair.
Oh my God, you're gonna get it now.
Because we made a video where we fixed Vera's power steering system in the LR3 and we replaced a hydraulic line. And we had approximately 50 to 70 comments saying, oh, all you need to do is take that hydraulic line to your tractor repair shop or to your hydraulic line supplier and they will fix it for you. That is just a 100% wrong statement. Don't understand me wrong. There are shops outside which can repair hydraulic lines, but not a tractor supply or a hydraulic line manufacturer. They cannot do it. Only like a automotive repair shop specialized in old timers and stuff like this will actually be able to repair such a line. What they do is they basically use a standard hydraulic line to replace this section. Then they cut this off with a cutoff wheel and they weld it back on a standard fitting, which will be crimped to that line or already being crimped on. That's how they fix it. So they do not have this fitting on stock. Nobody on the planet does. Nobody has that fitting. That is a special fitting. So if you take this line to a hydraulic repair shop and you ask them, where can you make that hydraulic line for me? They say, no, where should we get that fitting from? How can we potentially read so many comments that, oh, you can just get that repaired in a hydraulic line repair shop? Well, the reason is very simple. The desktop mechanics who state this come from their Jeeps and from their maybe Series 1 Land Rovers or from their, I don't know, other generic car, maybe made in the US where standard SAE fittings are used. And then, yes, any hydraulic line repair shop can crimp you such a line. But what we got in this video, and that should have been visible to everyone, was a very special hydraulic line with special ends to it. I investigated if I can get a different hydraulic line, and no, I cannot. It's 450 euros for this line in Germany, and it's not on stock. In the UK, it's 330 pounds. So I have to figure out a way how to get the EU4 line onto the EU3 pump. I gotta make it work with what I got. And this, what it's called a hydraulic ferrule, cannot be separated from this without destroying it. This part and this part is one. Okay, this and this is one. And then that section by the manufacturer is crimped onto the hose. So this piece, this hydraulic ferrule, is wasted in the minute where it's crimped and it cannot be salvaged. And when this cannot be salvaged, this cannot be salvaged. And of course you can monkey something up by cutting this off and welding it back on. But what would be better than the solution I showed in our video, where I machined an adapter? Nice undercut.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, yeah, I see it.
So this bracket picks up a hole in the pump. If I would have made it, you would say, oh, it's all crooked.
I never say anything like that.
Yes, the adapter was maybe more time consuming, but it's not a monkeyed up adapter. I can later on, by using that adapter, buy the standard line, which is still available from Land Rover, from a Discovery 4, and put it in the Discovery 3. So, and I thought that's a really good way, and it was within my ability and my tools. Versus cutting this stainless steel line off and welding it back on exceeds my ability. I would be able to tack this back together, but my wife is driving that car and I don't have an insurance. So if she drives off a cliff, I'm not getting any money, right?
Exactly. So, and we would anyways never ever go to a shop and have something done because that is not what we do.
So the entire philosophy of our channel is we driving high-end, and those are high-end.
Expensive to own
Land Rovers, and we are not working with any repair shop. That's just basically the bottom line. So if I can't fix it, it won't get fixed. There will still be some unconvinced desktop mechanics out there who say, oh no, we got that special repair shop down here in Cincinnati or over here in Birmingham or wherever you are on the planet. If that's the case, send me their link. I will communicate with them per email by sending them a picture and say, hey, can you fix this? And what's the turnaround time and the price?
The price, exactly.
The turnaround time and the price. I took a day to machine the bracket and it was in the next day. And the price, I bet, is going to get you tears in your eyes.
Exactly.
Because this is a safety relevant piece. That was desktop mechanic question number 2 addressed. Check. You guys want to have one more?
Oh my God. Say what?
Why don't you do an engine swap? Why don't you do an engine swap on a Land Rover Discovery or a Range Rover? We're talking a newer vehicle, okay? So less than 15 to 20 years old. I'm not talking about a Discovery 1 or a Series 1 or a Discovery 2. Now, the first thing you have to think about, what's the potential reason why you want to do an engine swap on these vehicles? And I can only think of one reason, and it cannot be the performance, okay? Because you're not going to find a 6-cylinder diesel in 3 liters for a Discovery 4, which actually has more horsepower or torque. That car already exceeds the horsepower of most engines out there, even if they're 10 years newer, okay? Especially vehicles built in the United States, okay? That Ford engine has an excellent amount of power, fuel consumption, and torque. So what is the potential reason you want to do an engine swap?
Crank snap.
Reliability. Reliability is a potential reason. Now, for us, reliability is just no reason. I don't think those cars what we work on are unreliable. I think they're perfectly reliable. Just because we have 197 repair videos on this car doesn't mean it's unreliable. So that reason is not important to us. Reliability is not an issue. I really think there are enough of these cars out there with definitely more kilometers and miles on it than, I don't know, a Jeep or a BMW or certainly an Audi or a Mercedes or whatever other engines you could dream up and swap into the vehicle. In my opinion, that's no benefit. That's just how it is. The engine is, in my opinion, perfect and it fits this vehicle. Now that's first for the reasoning, but now let's talk about the technical difficulties. You're talking about a vehicle which has a fully integrated engine. This is not your LS swap, where everything is sort of the same and then you have your separate ECU and the engine runs. Fully integrated means if you put in something else, you're losing a lot of functionality in this vehicle. The only engine you can possibly swap in there is the one out of another Land Rover Discovery. You can, with a lot of effort, replace, for example, a 6-cylinder gasoline engine with an 8-cylinder gasoline engine. You can do that. You can replace a 6-cylinder diesel engine with an 8-cylinder diesel engine from Land Rover. So the TDV6 with a TDV8. That's possible. There are a lot of smart people in the UK who have successfully replaced the V6 with a V8. I love it. Greatest thing ever. I would even try to do that over here myself, and I'm pretty sure I would succeed. But the German TÜV is never, ever gonna give that vehicle a license. There is just no chance on this planet. I would have to get an individual safety assessment on that car, which I could buy 3 Range Rovers for that money. It does not work. Unless I have a precedence case where somebody already did this and I would have exactly that paperwork, exactly the same brakes, exactly the same suspension, exactly the same engine with the same tuning and horsepower and the same exhaust pollution and everything, then I could use that individual assessment from that particular vehicle and apply for it also and get it registered. Other than that, no chance in Germany. We are not Matt's off-road Discovery in Utah who can put in anything he wants and drives it around in the sand.
Don't get us wrong, we are so jealous.
Biggest fan. Those were the 3 most urgent desktop mechanic comments we got recently. Okay, now, because I'm looking at the camera and see the light flicker, we get a lot of comments on, hey, why don't you adjust your camera to auto or to 50 Hertz or to whatever other setting, okay? Well, apparently I'm too stupid to do that. This is a DJI Osmo Action, and I think it's one of the early ones, and it just does not compensate for the cheap LED lights I bought in China. So I would either have to replace the camera or the cheap LED lights. Or I can say, those people who are interested in our content don't give a damn if the light is flickering a little bit.
Content is always more important than the quality of the footage.
I don't like it that the light is flickering. I also do not want to buy a new camera. It's $1,000 to get a bigger one. Okay? And we love our little DJI
Yeah, it
camera
fits in every little cranny.
Because we push the button and the thing runs and it has excellent voice. We don't have any microphones, not in a single scene. We don't do any voiceover. It just does not exist. Everything you hear in our videos was spoken in that second, in that scene, as you saw it. So all the interaction you get in our videos between Vera and me or friends who are over and dogs are barking, that's all real. No voiceover in our videos. So we would leave that ground if we start to address those other little issues. We gonna improve on that with the next camera I gonna watch out. We want to invest the least amount of effort in actually filming. If we would work with microphone, with light fixtures and other stuff, it slows down the progress.
And a tripod
and
especially.
Basically, the flow of that video is going to suffer and it's not going to be the same anymore.
Yeah,
okay?
That's why we
So,
don't use a tripod.
Yeah, we kind of got from one topic into the other and it's not really related, but I think you can see where we're coming from. We do not want to lose that spirit we have in our videos. Those are repair videos without voiceover. Matt's off-road recovery works like this. When I watch a video and they use voiceover, okay, so some scene which was filmed and then they explain how it's done, it's for me more like a documentary. But it's not comedy, okay? What we are providing is hopefully decent technical content where you can learn something, even if it is how not to do it, but also a little bit of comedy. We're having fun doing that.
Exactly. So that's it for this video.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Why don't you buy a Toyota? I'm sure we would love that car, but a Toyota for us, what advantage does it give us? What box does it tick, which is not already ticked by our old Discovery 3, by our new Discovery 4, or by our Range Rover? Which box is that? Tell me. I'm really interested. Oh, reliability. Like I said before, that's just not important to us. I never got stranded with these vehicles, okay?
Me neither.
Fabian did. Yeah, like, okay, twice a year. But we never did get stranded. So reliability is not a box I need to tick. Is the Toyota cheaper? No, it's not. Is it more powerful? No, it's certainly not. Is it somehow more dynamic? No, it's not. Does it have more comfort? No, not even a decent new Toyota is as comfortable as an 8-year-old Discovery 4. So it does not tick any boxes. I love the vehicle, but what would we do with it? Sit around the bonfire and then make coffee and show you guys this? You would hear the insects chirping in the background in our videos. That's just not what we do. So this comment to me is just completely taking the spirit out of our videos. We love the Toyota drivers watching our videos. We really do.
Most of those Toyota comments come from people who drive maybe a Prius or a Corolla, because the ones driving a Land Cruiser, they tell me differently.
Are you referring to those comments where Toyota drivers write us, wait, why you guys always think Toyotas are so reliable? I just had this issue and that issue.
Exactly.
Yeah, and not every Toyota driver is a full top-notch mechanic, okay? So if they have piston problems and injector problems, which they do on certain engines, and also neglected oil changes and neglected timing belts, they suffer with these vehicles.
Yeah.
But no doubt, they are 100% more reliable than a Land Rover Discovery 3 or 4. And for people where this is the primary issue, they can drive a Toyota, okay?
Why don't you get a Defender? A Defender, like 10, 15 years old, is about 50,000 euros in Germany.
For a dented rust bucket.
Yeah.
A Defender is way overpriced in Germany. Plus, a Defender does not meet the luxury level I need in my age to drive around. I'm 52 years old, okay? Vera is 41, just like the year before and the 10 years before. Okay?
Exactly.
So we need a certain amount of luxury, and a Defender does not cover that. Talking about a new Defender, I'm on board. But
Me too.
We don't have that cash, but we're working on it, okay?
Yeah.
Basically, the traditional old Defender is not the vehicle for this channel. I also 100% certain that we would not be a good competition to the people who already make videos using Defenders, about Defenders. We would lose clicks. YouTubers basically need to take viewers from another channel away to gain them. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Just look at your own behavior. If you're already watching 2 hours per week or 6 hours or 10 hours per week, you're not going to suddenly, because new channels come up, watch 20 hours per week or, 2 hours per day. We are happy if we can maintain the clicks and viewers we have. That's already good enough. The growth, what we see in our channel, we're happy with that. We're going to reach 100,000 probably in about a year and a half if we're lucky, and that's good enough. We basically covered all of those now.
Okay.
There is the one question, is Christian an engineer? No, I'm not an engineer by trade. By trade, I am an electrician. An engineer in Germany has an academic title. I don't have that because I never went to the academy to study this. But I have 35 years of experience as a machine tool builder for the biggest balancing machine manufacturer on the planet. I built balancing machines since 35 years and I know my trade really, really well. The company I work for is the largest industrial manufacturer for automotive and other balancing machine products. So I am responsible for prop shafts and axles and torque converter balancing. I'm the technical manager of a sales group, so I assist my sales colleagues in doing proposals, proposing machines to balance drive shafts, axles and torque converters. That's what I do. I have a lot of experience also as a machine tool builder, as an engineer, as an electrician, and also as a consultant for helping OEMs and tier 2 suppliers to resolve their driveline vibration issues. So I know a lot about driveline vibration and balancing.
So our next project is already waiting.
But before we work on this vehicle, you're gonna actually have to watch a video where we organize our garage. We do not intend to tear this building down and build like a big building with a 2-post lift inside. We're not gonna do anything like that. We love working out in the rain with our 2-post lift, what we got here. And we love to work in the cold, in the winter time in our garage, because I think that's the spirit of our channel. We have people watching this who don't even have that setup, and they have to work in the dirt by lying on their backs. And what would they think if we would now go ahead and build us a building? We would have no difference to other channels. So we keep everything the way it is, but we're gonna renovate this garage here and the floor a little bit so stuff rolls easier. We're gonna put a nicer toolbox in, get rid of this wood cabin, put a little bit more electricity in so we don't have one single outlet and stuff like that. That's all going to be done in one of the videos coming up, so that we have a nicer garage, but it's still going to be a regular garage.
Because I want to tear down that Discovery next Saturday. I don't want to.
We're going to have to do something on the garage.
Oh, we're going to lose all viewers because they think we're never ever going to get to that car.
We do have a little bit of an issue with the time it takes to make these videos. The problem is our house is falling apart. We've been doing videos now for 4 years and it's taken all our time. Before that time, we've spent all the time remodeling our house. We seriously need to do something on this roof. We also have some serious damage here on this roof. You can see that it's leaking. The gutters are broken.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of heights, okay? So getting up there for me, I would need a complete scaffolding.
Scaffolding, yeah.
Scaffolding. So that's a lot of work for me. I can't do that after work in the week. So these projects been dragged out for a long time, and then also the paint is chipping off up here.
Yeah, because it gets wet.
So,
oh, it's sweet.
yeah. Inside the house, it's not much better, okay? We have not dedicated enough time to maintain the house and the property. And there will probably be some videos where we're gonna have to show renovation projects on the house. But trust me, I'm a very, very efficient craftsman. And I think those videos will be extremely entertaining.
Yes, and we'll do that together, of course.
This vehicle got completely remodeled and it's finally done now, and Vera is driving it. And
I'm
she's
so happy.
Extremely happy.
Oh
with
my
it.
God.
It works perfect. In the condition it is, it even beats a 20-year-old Toyota, which is not completely restored.
It
Now,
looks so much cooler.
when we did this repair, I screwed up as the last step the alignment. We actually went on a trip into the Alps and back and showed you videos about it without this car being aligned. And we actually did not know how bad it was driving until I did the alignment of the 4 wheels. Once that was done, after we fixed the suspension in the front, then the full potential of that vehicle basically unfolded, and it was like, oh my God, is that driving now nicely?
Yeah.
Since then, Vera is happy. So that's it for this little video this week. It was just a bit of talking. I hope it was entertaining for you, and we want to thank our Patreons a lot for their support, and
We'll see you next Sunday.
thanks for watching.